Hi guys, welcome to Christy's Book Corner. I am your host, Christy Mason, and we're going to be continuing on our book, which is called The Adventures of Connecticut, Connecticut's Journey to Grand Central Station. And it is written by Christy Mason and Shelley Awan. Okay, and this chapter is chapter 3. I keep saying what Hannah says. Anyway, probably because I've heard it so many times. Chapter 3 is called Exploring Grand Central. Let's get started. Connecticut woke up and walked down the hallway to the kitchen. Maurice was alone, reading the newspaper and drinking a cup of coffee. "Good morning," Maurice called out cheerily. "Did you have a good sleep?" "I can't believe I slept that long," Connecticut answered, wiping the sleep out of his brown eyes. "You must be hungry," Maurice said, as she went over to the fridge and poured a glass of orange juice. She set the orange juice down in front of him and asked what he wanted for breakfast. Connecticut wasn't sure what he should ask for. "How about some scrambled eggs and toast?" Maurice asked. She walked over to the stove and began cracking open the egg before Connecticut could answer. Jordan and Christopher entered the kitchen just as Maurice was whisking the eggs. "Come, count me in for scrambled eggs," Jordan piped up. "Me too," Christopher added. Maurice poured the egg mixture into the frying pan and made a hissing sound. The weekend's almost over," she said as she carefully stirred the eggs with a giant wooden spoon. "Tomorrow is back to school for everyone." Connecticut took a big gulp of orange juice. "I'm a bit nervous about going to a new school." "What's the school like?" "Don't worry, it's a cool school," Jordan replied, "and we'll be there to show you around," Christopher added. "I think you'll like Yorkdale High School as much as we do. Maybe Kate will be in one of your classes." "I thought Kate was in the same grade as you are," Connecticut said in a surprised voice. "No, she's a year ahead of us," Jordan replied. "She's in your grade. We met through some friends of mine last year." Connecticut perked up at this news. Thanks, that makes me feel better already," he said as he daydreamed about Kate and his first day at the new school. What do you want to do today?" Jordan asked Connecticut. Connecticut snapped out of his trance. "Well, I'd really like to see more of the station. I think it's really amazing that you can take a train all around New York City. I like watching all the people rushing around. It's a really cool place, and I can't believe I live here." The boys chattered about New York and the train station. Maurice placed hot buttered toast, raspberry jam, and scrambled eggs on plates and set them down on the kitchen table. Connecticut, "I thought I'd take you around the station after breakfast today," Maurice said as she began to rinse the frying pan in the kitchen sink. She opened the door to the dishwasher and placed the frying pan inside. "Awesome," Connecticut answered. "I'll be ready to go as soon as I'm done eating." Once they were finished breakfast and the dishes were cleaned up, Maurice took Connecticut into the station. Jordan and Christopher stayed behind. Connecticut was amazed because Maurice seemed to know everybody. She knew all the men and the women who worked behind the ticket counter, and cheerily said hello to them. She introduced Connecticut to some of them. On their way back to their apartment, Connecticut met the security guards on duty. All of the people in the station took a real liking to Connecticut. "That's unique. That's quite a smile you have," one of the security guards said to him. "You seem like a really nice kid. There's something about you that is different." Connecticut didn't help but smile at their kind words. Maurice noticed and told him, "You've got everybody in the station beaming from ear to ear. Take a look around you." That smile of yours seems to be contagious. Maurice asked Connecticut if he was enjoying himself. He said that he was, and that he was looking forward to exploring the rest of the station. Maurice said she had to make some phone calls, and told Connecticut to go ahead and explore as much as he liked. Just be back before 5 for dinner, she reminded him. Connecticut was thrilled to be able to explore every nook and cranny of Grand Central on his own. He enjoyed watching all of the people too. Connecticut had the ability to look into people's souls. He could always see if someone had a perfect day or if they had problems. While he was walking around, he noticed a man in a wheelchair struggling toward the newsstand, and he decided to help him by pushing his wheelchair. Then a blind person came in, and he helped them over to the ticket counter. That afternoon, Connecticut came to know the station like the back of his hand, and he really enjoyed helping others. Connecticut felt very safe in the large station for the first time in his life. He stopped looking over his shoulder all the time. He felt very relaxed. He sat down on a bench, and his thoughts switched to Kate. She made Connecticut feel so comfortable, and he liked that. He also knew that Kate would be happy to know that he felt safe in the station. Then he smiled as he remembered Kate telling him that the best of all, she liked how he was so happy most of the time. Kate thought it was cool that Connecticut had so much confidence in himself, especially considering his hardships. What that means, like what he's been through. What Connecticut didn't know was that Kate was sprawling across her living room sofa, reading a book. Thoughts of Connecticut had popped into her head, and she had trouble concentrating. She thought the station was the perfect place for Connecticut to get away from his fears, and she realized that she forgot her own problems when she was with him. How could she not? His smiling face made her smile too. On his way back to the apartment, he stopped to talk to Ricky and Millie, one of the head janitors that he had met earlier with Mom Reese. Ricky was so impressed with Connecticut's confidence and attitude that he decided to offer him a job on the spot. Connecticut was thrilled when Ricky offered him a job in the station. He'd be working after school and some days and a couple of hours on weekends too. It was a small job, and it didn't pay much money, but this didn't matter to him. He thought he would enjoy polishing the brass fixtures and mopping the floors. Connecticut told Ricky he could start right away as soon as he was finished by 4:30. That's great, Ricky said as he handed Connecticut a mop and explained to him what he had to do. As he was mopping the floor, lots of parents popped into his head. Thoughts of his parents. Thoughts of his parents popped into his head. He decided to cheer himself up by singing New York, New York by Frank Sinatra at the top of his lungs. People in the station gathered around him. They clapped and started singing along with him. This made him feel cheerful and happy, and this happiness seemed to rub off on everyone else too. Everyone was smiling and laughing. Connecticut finished the song and went down on one knee, with his arms spread wide into the air. Everyone clapped. That was fantastic, a lady said as she turned around to catch her train. Bravo, a man shouted out. Several people went over to Connecticut and complimented him on his singing. Connecticut thanked everyone and went back to mopping the floor, whistling as he pushed the mop back and forth. He decided he'd sing New York, New York whenever he thought about his parents and wanted to cheer himself up. Sometimes Connecticut sang that song several times in a day. He became well known in the station for his singing because it always cheered everybody up. As the weeks went by, he was always curious to both New Yorkers and visitors. and he liked to tell everyone how much he enjoyed his job. Money doesn't buy you happiness. The happiness that I have is from my heart, Connecticut would explain to people as he carefully worked around them. And that is chapter 3. Tomorrow we'll be reading chapter 4. And as I always say, please like, comment, subscribe, and to dare to dream.